Have you ever experienced seeing a restaurant na napakaganda ng ambience? Pag tinignan mo yung menu, parang ang sarap ng pagkain. Pero there's one thing that's bothering you. Parang walang masyadong kumakain. Walang masyadong nagda-dine in do sa establishment. May certain hesitation kang nararamdaman. Or may nakita kang product online na gusto mong bilhin. Then once you check mo yung reviews ng product at nakita mong zero yung reviews, parang ayaw mo na siyang bilhin. Today, we're going to talk about a certain psychology that all of us have. Something na we try to lean into when it comes to buying products. Every time we make a purchase, every time we spend money, we always try to think na worth it ba tong bagay na to? Kasi normal naman sa tao na isipin kung masasayang yung pera niya o hindi. Lalo na sa panahon ngayon na every peso counts. We try to budget each of our expenses every day. We try not to make mistakes kasi sa panahon ngayon, maraming mga product na akala mo okay, akala mo worth it siya. Pero pag dumating sa'yo, hindi ka satisfied. And most of the time, when you try to return it, hindi mo na siya maibalik. Sad to say, this is happening right now, and that's making us very cautious about our money. So, naghahanap tayo ng ways para i-ensure kung tama ba yung bibili natin. And one way to do that is checking if people have already tried that product. Have people tried a certain restaurant? Titingnan mo yung mga positive reviews, titingnan mo yung mga negative reviews. And specifically, tinitingnan natin yung negative reviews kasi doon natin nakikita yung totoo. This is a psychological phenomenon called as social proof. We as human beings are trying to validate something that we are about to do. We try to check if there are people who will choose that product, and we will see how many they are. Titingnan natin kung ilan ang bumili, and the more na may mga bumili ng product na yun, the more na nagiging confident na tayo about that product. Sometimes we don't necessarily do background checks on the product. We rely too much on how society looks at a certain restaurant, a certain establishment, and usually ang thinking natin is, kung maraming taong bumibili niyan, malamang okay siya. We look for a certain validation through other people's purchases. A very specific example is when we buy online in Shopee or Lazada. A wise person who wants to spend this money well will try to do background checks on a product. And where we usually go is to the reviews. Titingnan natin kung may mga negative review ba, titingnan natin kung marami bang bumili. Kasi with that, parang mas nagiging confident ka sa pag-purchase mo. If we see negative products, we see bad reviews, we tend to avoid that product kasi we don't want to share the same experience as they did. You know, it's normal to have the fear of losing money. Ayaw natin masayang yung pera natin. And we have every reason to do so. We don't want to be eating in a place that we will regret later or buy a product twice kasi usually when we need something, if we buy a wrong one and we really need one, we have to buy another kasi kailangan nga natin yung gamit na yan. Social proof gives us a mental shortcut to see if a product is high quality, is safe, or is worth buying. What everyone else is buying must be right kasi nga maraming ang bumibili. If a lot of people say yes, then it must be a good decision for me to choose that product. If maraming taong kumakain sa isang restaurant, malamang masarap yung pagkain dun o di kaya affordable. If you look at it in face value, where would you eat? In a restaurant that is busy or a restaurant that is empty? Kasi pag nakakita ka ng isang kainan na empty, marami nang pumapasok sa isip mo. Bakit kaya walang kumakain dito? And then sa kabila, marami. Baka hindi masarap yung pagkain doon. Baka hindi okay yung service. Baka masyadong mahal. Marami nang tumatakbo sa isip natin. And if we go to the other side, if as a business owner or a person trying to sell a product, you will have to face this truth that people will check for social proof every time they spend their money. It's very challenging for a person who's trying to start a business to build social proof. Kasi hindi naman yan agad-agad na pag nag-start ka ng business, marami ka ng reviews, marami ka ng tao na nagsusupport sa'yo. Kasi you're just starting out, you're starting with nothing. If you have a lot of resources, you can bypass this by hiring people or collaborating with certain influencers or celebrities to try your product or go and try your establishment. Malakas yung hatak ng mga taong sikat. People will be curious once they see a certain celebrity or a certain influencer go to your establishment or try your product. This is a real life struggle right now for business owners and for people who are trying to sell products. Social proof is very hard to get by. You have to be patient about it. You have to build your social proof. You have to be consistent as well kasi kailangan mong i-maintain yung quality ng product mo, yung service na pinaprovide mo, kailangan lagi mong mabigay yung best mo so that people will come back. And in time, you will build this reputation of yours and yan ang magpapabalik ng customers sa iyo. It's really hard right now to build social proof kasi nga napakadaming competition ngayon and napakaraming taong pumapasok sa mga specific businesses like food businesses na mas maraming resources. So, talagang matatabunan ka. Let's say sa area nyo, gusto mong magbukas ng isang food establishment. Let's say isang tapsilugan. And then may kasabay kang isang establishment na magbubukas din. So, dalawa kayong magiging tapsilugan doon sa area. Pero ang difference is, yung kalaban mo, mas marami siyang resources kesa sa'yo. Pareho kayo nag-start ng food business nyo, pero siya, the other person, is able to get influencers and get their business exposed kasi they have money to spend instead of you. Chances are people are going to their establishment than yours. Kasi nga na binibuild nila agad yung social proof eh. In a way, nabibili nila yung social proof in the beginning. Getting influencers and celebrities is just kind of a starting ticket. You can't cover up a business that is not doing well by hiring celebrities all the time. Kasi people who are actually buying your product or going to your establishment will experience your service kung okay ba or hindi. Nagkakaroon nga ng negative effect yan eh. Kasi kung pinapakita mo sa mga social media ng business mo na may celebrity and they're saying good things about your business, tapos papunta naman yung customer doon, hindi sila nasa-satisfy or hindi sila happy sa product mo, that will cause a negative effect. And pag nag-build up yan, masama yan para sa business mo or sa product mo. Kasi what we want is we try to bring in the people using these celebrities. And then when the people try your product, they will be happy. Kasi kahit maganda yung product mo, mahirap mag-attack ng tao ngayon sa sobrang daming noise out there sa social media. Agawan talaga ng attention dyan. And social proof is a way na mapupul mo yung customers in. Kasi nga nakikita nila na marami nag-try. So they are more inclined to try it out. Every time I'm going to try a product, medyo nagkakaroon na ako ng automatic reflex to check. Okay ba sila? May reviews ba sila? Kilala ba tong product na to? And when it comes to restaurants, I really check kung kamusta yung social media nila, marami bang kumakain doon. Sometimes nga, chinecheck ko kung available sila sa Foodpanda or sa Grab. Kasi that adds to the social proof of the business. When it comes to being a content creator naman, there's also social proof involved. People see your content, they get interested in your video, but sometimes a certain number underneath your thumbnail is kind of making them hesitant. Kasi although wala namang silang binabayaran sa pag-click ng video mo, ang sinasayang naman nila dito is yung time nila. People don't want to bother with videos na nonsense, so they won't click. So sometimes when they see a video na may 1 view, 2, 3, 4, they try to avoid it kasi, ay, baguhan siguro tong content creator na to. So siguro pangit yung video niya. And they also look at your subscriber count because that is kind of a social proof. If kung okay ka, matagal ka na ba nung nandyan sa pagko-content create mo? It's really hard for anyone who's trying to get attention or pull in viewers in social media like YouTube and Facebook and TikTok. It's hard to make people stay and pay attention to the videos you create. So how do you go about this? One fast way to build your social proof as a content creator is hire another person to help you out. You have a person editing your content and then another person working on your social media. If there's three of you working on that, mas mapapabilis yung process. Pero if you're a single person, you're doing all things hands-on, there's no real shortcut. You just have to stick to the basics. You have to work on your content, gumawa ka ng magagandang video, keep posting, be consistent, and then try to be creative. Try to think of new things on how to create your videos, how to edit your videos. That's the only way to build it up, one step at a time. Kaya nga, content creation is not for everyone. If you're a person who really needs money, you don't have a job, you need income to sustain yourself, content creation is not a very good decision kasi medyo alanganin kasi kung kailan ka talaga kikita dito. Just be consistent and work hard on your videos and mabibuild naman yung social proof niyan. And then, there are these very rare occurrences na nagiging viral yung video mo, yun ang magja-jumpstart ng channel mo. You'll gain more subscribers, you'll gain more audience, and then so on and so forth. Nung araw, hindi masyadong importante yung social proof kasi people are just looking at things in front of them. If they want to eat in a certain place, they look na okay naman, they will try it out. Pero nowadays, with social media and the internet, we can see how people see it. Mahalaga sa atin kung anong nakikita ng mga tao sa certain product na yon or sa certain establishment. Kasi nga napakadaming choices na. We don't want to waste our time and money on things na hindi naman magpapasaya sa atin. Always keep in mind that social proof is very important. Once you have acquired it, you have to maintain it. Learn to incorporate it when managing your business, whether it's a service business, a restaurant, or when creating a product, or even if when you're content creating. Always be aware of how people see your business. So ngayon, alam mo na kung ano yung social proof. Have you ever thought na, nga, no, tama. Ganito nga ako mag-decision sa buhay. Ganito nga ako pag bumibili ako ng gamit, ng bagay. Is there an instance na napaisip ka muna bago ka bumili or kumain sa isang restaurant? Write your stories on the comments. That's all for now. See you on the next video.